What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bro Media Podcast. Lazarus here, fellow entrepreneur and Bro Media founder here. Excited that you guys are here watching us today. We've been watching metrics, and man, it's really exciting. Again, seeing the numbers go up. You guys are really engaging and watching the content. So, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. It really, really means a lot to us as we're having honest conversations. We're just being honest with the camera here and giving our 2 cents of worth of opinions in everyday matters and things that are going around in the world. Because at this point, we need voices, honest voices out there, and I hope that you guys find that here. And then we have my co-founder here, or the another founder. I'm not saying co to minimize it, but go for it, Ryan.
What up, everybody? Like my co-bro said, my name's Ryan, and co-founder with Bro Media, and we thought of this idea years ago that we should just document our conversations because we always have great organic conversations, talk about whatever, from a non-judgmental place, and we're watching the statistics rise. We just got permission to go live, so our next podcast is going to go live.
Going live, guys.
About that.
Going live.
So you'll be able to kind of pop up wherever you're going to pop up, maybe over here, maybe over there, and interact if you want, and maybe help us with topics, talk about your something you might want our opinion on. Just two regular guys with just maybe like somewhere in 40 years of knowledge, maybe ish, 40-ish. But and forgive my voice, man. These stinkweeds or stink net or whatever I was just trying to look it up. They're everywhere. There's little yellow flowering weeds.
Mm-hmm.
They're just jacking my voice up and respiratory, and it's making me kind of sound a little bit stuffy. So apologies. But that is just how it is right now in Arizona with the weather quality and the rain we've had and the weeds popping up. So
It's definitely been windy out here. How's it been up on your side of town?
Bad, yeah, super bad. Just we work my other job completely outside most of the time. I helped a friend install an air conditioner in his garage over the weekend.
Okay.
And of course, you're putting the stuff that goes outside next to his neighbor's house that has like 4 foot, these giant gorilla weeds, man. I can pull those yellow things and the wind's just whipping it over the fence.
Oh, yeah.
I left there and I was like, man, you got to let your neighbor know. Throw something on those things, man. And actually just found out today that his little kid came down with like a double ear infection, all kinds of issues going on. So there's
allergies will do that to you, man. Yep.
Yeah. So apologies if I clear my throat or sound a little bit muggy today. I feel fine. Feel good.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. But let's start off with something new. Recommendation from one of the wives here. A high and a low from the week. I'll let you go first, and then I'll end it. Go for it.
All right. Well, I mean, today's what, Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
So and normally we broadcast on Wednesday, but we were really busy last week and we skipped a week, but this week we're going to do 2. In fact, the next show we'll do live. But to start off my week, we got back on a project for work that kind of went on pause, which is kind of low because we're really, really tired of being there. It's just been dragging for months. And but then for the high so far, last night, my son, that's 27, hit me up that he was in the area at the skate park and he's like, he'd love to see you. So I ate dinner, cruised up there, hung out with him for a little bit, an hour or two, and got to see him skate, which he's a shredder. He's a shredder, takes after his pops. He's like kept trying to get me to skate with him, and I was like, listen.
Show me a kickflip, Dad.
Man, I stopped riding dirt bikes and put a cage around myself in the side-by-side for a reason. Yeah. I mean, I'm wild, but I'm not stupid. Yep. so I mean, I'd love to skate, but I would be the dad out there with wrist guards on, and that's just not skateboarding to
No, not
me
no
like it
more.
used to be. So, I don't want to do that, man. I can't get hurt. Uh, I run my security business. I have a real estate investing company. I've got Bro Media with you. I can't be injured if I can avoid it. I mean, obviously, I could slip in the shower, something stupid like that. But I actually injure myself more sneezing these days than my physical work that I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
you know,
Get a hernia after a sneeze.
oh man, like got to get adjusted. You
Yeah.
sneeze, and I had a Zoolander moment on Monday too. We got to the job site and we were walking it, doing a punch list, and I went to turn left and I couldn't turn left.
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, I'm like Zoolander. I'm like, what did I do? It must have been from a sneeze gone wrong, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I slept wrong.
Right on,
But
right on.
yeah, age, man. It's fun. I
Well,
guess it's better than the alternative, but
I'm right behind you, so don't even worry
right?
about it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do a high and low. Low, just been busy, man. Work's been
Yeah.
really kicking my butt. I'm in the insurance industry, and stewardship season is upon us, where we have to make presentations, present, product and
Mhm.
where you've been, where you're going type of analysis to different companies out there. And it definitely, I've been working long hours, don't stop till 7, maybe 8 o'clock
Mhm.
at night, and just plugging in data, making sure
Yeah.
we're ready for those $1 million conversations.
Yeah.
So definitely been kicking my butt lately. So, and the high, um get to we're planning out our Friday. I've been looking really forward to go watch Dune 2.
Oh, good.
So Friday, me, the wife, and one of my high school friends, we're gonna go watch that movie.
That's great, man.
So
So Dune 2, that you haven't seen that one yet.
no, so I seen Dune, the first Dune, and I love the movie. Great storyline. I think I've seen it 3 times already. For the first time that I watched it when it first came out on HBO Max or whatever, um, great storyline. I feel like I didn't capture a lot of things because I recently rewatched it by myself, because I want to prepare myself to go watch Dune 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't remember any of this. And then now my wife wanted to catch up to it too. So I watched it the third time, and I was like, I caught even more details in the movie. So it's actually a phenomenal movie. I'm excited to see uh,
That's
the
awesome.
second one.
We just recently did that with Roadhouse. We wanted to watch the new Roadhouse.
Hmm.
We were like, maybe we should watch the old one first. But I'm glad we didn't, because it's like it's not the same.
Okay.
And they all did a good job. I think it's a good movie for sure. But it's just way over the top. But
Gotcha.
it's good. It's like they killed it. Yeah, but that was
Yeah,
we
I saw that they did Dune like back in the 80s, I want to say. So it's like it feels like this is like these are remakes,
yeah.
but I want to watch that one after I kind of watch the second one. I just don't want to, like, if there's spoilers in there, I don't want to spoil it for myself, because it is
Yeah.
I believe it's based off a series of books too. So I just want to make sure I stay in the storyline and not ruin it for myself. But my wife's not really into that whole like 80s theatrics where it's kind of like
Mhm.
cheesy acting. I love that type of movie. Like they
Those
just
are great,
oh
man.
heck yeah, like I'm like 80s movies guy. Like I love Back to the Future,
Yeah,
like
man.
1, 2, 3. Those are great movies. Bill and Ted,
Yes.
like those are amazing movies. Labyrinth. Um, I mean, I can go down the list. I love all those. Ferris Bueller, like they just don't make Breakfast Club. They don't make movies like that, like they used to.
Yeah, man. And like my kid, the 15-year-old, is super into 80s like horror.
Oh,
And like
gotcha.
the dumb horror, like Killer Clowns from Outer
Mm-hmm.
Space,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like a big, like, around Halloween. We watch it a million times. Our front yard is full of all of the characters from that movie and other clown movies and stuff. I never was like into scary stuff when I was a kid. Just never. I was just never. I think I was allowed to be into it, but I also just didn't like it. But now I'm just like, it's so silly, the old stuff.
Yeah, you look at it, it's
So
like, I was scared of that.
yeah, why was I afraid of that?
Like, it's all
Uh,
ketchup.
yeah, or like there was a Phantasm that was one of the scariest movies I remember watching when I was young, and it was like just this floating ball with razor blades that flew around and slashed people up, like it doesn't make any
Oh,
sense
man.
at all. Um,
That's funny because the movie that scarred me was It when I saw that the original,
oh,
not the
I
remake.
saw that in the drive-through, the original.
And the drain
That
hole, the hand popping out, like
yeah.
till this day, I don't get close to the drain hole.
I was a little kid, man. I was sitting on top of it. My parents had like a Dodge Ram Charger, and I was sitting up there in my sleeping bag while they were in there watching it with me or watching it together. I was up on the roof.
Yep.
I was terrified, man. I thought this spider was going to come up around the side of the truck
Yep.
and grab me or whatever the thing was, it or whatever it was.
Yep.
Yeah, it was yeah, that was a good one.
So
My my wife's still afraid of Freddy Krueger to this day though.
oh yeah.
Childhood trauma. You know, her cousins
I
lost their
saw those with friends, but I never really kind of got scared. The movie that really jacks me up, like it's just gory and it's hard to
yeah.
watch, is all those Saw movies.
Yeah, I've
Like,
never seen one.
oh man, I don't
I've never seen one.
like I'm not a fan, so I wouldn't even recommend it. But
Yeah,
it's a style that people love. People love seeing
yeah,
people like torture themselves. It's really gruesome and
yeah.
it's like they're doing something and you're like, why are they doing that? Just like for me, like, oh man, I guess I'll tell you one. So there's a part in the movie, in order to grab the key to open the door to kind of go to the next room or whatever, you have to fill up this jar of blood and you have to stick your hand inside this table saw looking thing. So it's like cutting your arm, your
Like
hand,
cutting a
your
strip up
arm.
your hand.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man.
it's the person because they want to live so bad.
Or you die, right? That's the other
Yeah,
option.
because there's like grenades or something like around the room. So there's a time limit, and if they don't hit that time limit, they're gonna, blow up.
From a security guy standpoint, been in security for my whole life,
Yeah.
31 years. That's fascinating automation. If that really took place, like how do you automate something like that? Like, oh yeah, he did the blood thing, so
I don't know.
don't you know what I mean? How would you automate something like that in real life? But
I don't
that's
know.
just my
But
nerdy
yeah,
brain. But yeah.
that scene, I was like, I'm done with these movies. I can't. I was trying to be cool and kick it with the boys and watching those movies, and I'm like, nah, I
No,
can't do it.
no, man. No, because I think that kind of stuff sticks with you, even if you don't think it does, like
Mm-hmm.
subconsciously. I used to have terrible. I had the worst sleep as a kid. I was always thinking like I don't know. I had a lot of issues as a kid with sleep, so obviously not inviting anything scary into my young fragile mind at the time
Mm-hmm.
was a good idea. My parents had for me, but um, was that my dog? Wow, forgot to close my door.
No, you're good.
My parents were pretty strict with. Then again, like you only had like 12 TV channels back in the day, so
Yeah,
it wasn't that hard to be strict. There wasn't a
definitely.
lot on TV that would really mess
Well,
you up.
well, back then, like TV back then was cleaner than what it is today. So
Oh, sure. Yeah. You remember, did you ever watch Beavis and Butthead in the beginning?
I I
South Park, not Beavis
I
and
s-
Butthead.
I seen South Park from the beginning, and I
Yeah.
love South Park. Like,
You remember like the first episode where they dropped like an F-bomb on the episode and we were all like glued to our seats, like,
yep,
are they gonna do it? Are they really gonna do it? And they
they
did. I'm like,
they
oh,
were
ah.
they broke normal TV. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, one of my favorite things, if you go on YouTube and you click in like uh their making of South Parks, and the bloopers they have is so fun to watch.
I
Because
know.
they break all the time. They're always cutting in, punching out with their takes because they're cracking up,
Yep.
making each other laugh.
No, yeah,
So,
those guys are definitely hilarious, and I don't know. I grew up watching them. One thing that was kind of like that I never really watched was Beavis and Butthead, just because I never really had cable. So and I think they were on
mhm.
MTV, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, I mean they were the original dumb cartoon. You know, then they ran forever. You had The Simpsons, and then you had I think Beavis and Butthead, and there's a few in there that I never really got into, like Family Guy. That's a great one, but I never really got into it. So
Me and my wife got into it a lot. Like when we first got married and got our house, Black Friday deals, you would go buy the season 1, season 2 for like $5 or something like that.
yeah,
So we literally bought, I think we still might even have them, but we bought like a whole bunch of seasons and we literally just watched them.
that's
And
awesome.
it was fun. I mean, it was fun. It was like
Yep.
like a Simpsons, type of show.
Yeah, man. What's funny about our conversations is we took the recommendation, but then all of a sudden we're over back on our we're back on our thing, talking about whatever we want. Like it's funny that we never plan these ever. We never talk about what we should do, and we actually enjoy being caught off guard with topics
Yeah.
and things like that because then you're really going to get an unscripted answer uh, from two guys' opinions that may or may not matter to you. But it's fun. Sometimes it's nice to hear a second perspective
Yeah, because
as parents or
these are like coffee table topics for the most
yeah.
part. Like they strike up a chord, and you're like you kind of go into something else. Like as far as me, I love movies. I love going to watch a
Mhm.
movie. One thing that I do miss is just having that feeling, because I was actually talking about it to some of my coworkers. That feeling where you would go that Friday midnight showing to go see that next best movie, like a Matrix or Lord of the Rings. Do you remember going and watching a movie at midnight?
Oh yeah, standing in line.
Yeah, standing in line, buying your ticket. It's you get out of the theater like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like that
Mhm.
stuff doesn't exist anymore. It's sad.
No. Yeah. Yeah. I think I remember Star Wars like in the when did the second set of Star Wars come out? Like the
Yeah,
first one.
yes, that
That was a
was.
midnight showing.
Yep, those were midnight showings. I definitely saw those. I saw the Matrix movies, midnight showings. All the Lord of the Rings, saw those midnight.
Yeah.
So,
I forgot about that.
right?
Now it's like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. It's too late to go outside.
Oh yeah, like
Who
you're
would do such a thing?
you have your Crocs on, put them,
Yeah.
throw your feet up. You're like you're not even thinking about going out.
No, man. No. Like my kid, we cruise around. We have the side by side, and then we have the golf cart that's unreasonably fast for an electric golf cart. Top speed is like 55. I modified it. It's 72-volt motor, but and it does wheelies. But uh, every night there's a choice. Do you want to take the golf cart or you want to take side by side? But if it's past a certain time, we just won't do it. And on Saturday night, I got a call. My phone goes into like do not disturb at 11. I got a call that I missed some calls for the night, and I checked it on Sunday morning, and it was my neighbors, just like, please let us know you're okay. And I was like, what are they talking about? And so apparently they saw a terrible accident involving a red golf cart, which is I didn't know there was any other red golf carts in the neighborhood, and it looked fatal.
Oh no.
So I got the story from one of my friends that's with the sheriff's department that it was a lady that was intoxicated. She had her friend in there and she tried to make a turn going full speed and the friend fell out, smacked the head, open injuries,
Mm-hmm.
broken legs and arms, and it was bad. So I was like, no, it wasn't me, but geez, that's why I don't go out later after 9 because typically the chances of running into somebody that's intoxicated
Yep, that's when the bad stuff
goes way
happens.
up. Yeah, I mean, and it's near and dear to my heart. I don't know if I told you this, but my nephew, who was like my right hand man, he was uh we were 7 years apart. I love that dude. Miss him to this so much to this day. Uh, just full of life, and but he was murdered, killed by a drunk driver on the 303 in Bell, and he was like the first one out of the slew of fatalities that from wrong way drivers on the freeways. It was killed in 2015 in January, and this guy drove the wrong way on the freeway for 12 miles
Jeez.
in the fast lane, and my nephew was coming home from a mutual friend's house who they were watching Supercross, and he tried to get over. He saw from the crazy story is my old neighbor was driving behind him. They weren't together. He just happened to be. Oh, that was funny. he just happened to be. He just happened to be with that group of cars at night and saw this accident happen. He didn't know it was my nephew at the time, but he saw the truck, my nephew's truck, try to move out of the way, but there was a semi in the middle lane and he couldn't move. So they hit both going about 80 miles an hour, and he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. But I don't think he would have really survived it, even if he had a seatbelt on a collision of that magnitude. But the guy that hit him was a triples repeat sex offender. He was a bad dude. Didn't have a license. Wasn't allowed to be out. Wasn't allowed to be out driving. Didn't have any of that stuff. So he like super died. His body parts slung all over the freeway. So I guess there's that. It's kind of a dark story. But yeah, no, that's so anyways, drinking and driving.
Not a good thing, man.
Not to get dark, but I just don't even I drink. I have drinks occasionally. Sometimes you'll see me drinking on the podcast. And I haven't drank in probably, I don't know, 10 days now, but I don't drive ever if I've had a drink. Not even one. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's not worth
it.
Like,
hey, you're gonna I don't get drunk, but I like alcohol. So I'll have a few drinks, but I still won't drive. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It's too risky. If I show up a little bit drunk on a test and I hit somebody, businesses are over. You're gonna get you're kind of just throw your life away.
Yeah, you're just done. I mean, not only that, like it's the recipient of that, you know what I mean? You change that other family's life forever.
Sure.
I'll be
and that's probably the most and only time I'll really be super opinionated on this podcast is with the drunk driving is like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you can really find some positive in that. I don't care. Ubers are cheap. Lyfts are cheap.
Yeah, there's so many there's so many there's so many options nowadays to avoid that. There's no really excuse to do that. I mean, not that it was an excuse back then or at any point, but yeah.
No, I missed that guy though. He was a good dude.
Yeah, sorry to hear about that. And again, I think you have mentioned it before, but I'll never stop saying it. But condolences to you and your family.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Going through something like that. Yeah.
My sister's first and only son. Jeez. And I know she still struggles with the loss. I bet. So speaking of just getting hit with grief at weird times, I was driving home from work yesterday and a thought of my mom popped in my head and I got all emotional. It's so weird how grief can hit you.
Oh yeah.
At random times, you're having a fine day, nothing's wrong at all, and then all of a sudden you're just sad and upset. It's really wild how people deal with loss. There's no wrong or right way to grieve. So definitely just have to keep positive, man. But it doesn't matter. Grief's gonna smack you in the face sometimes,
Yeah, I'm not. The closest. I've never really dealt with grief that way because I've never really had a death close to me at that level. Where it's kind of like hit me. Not too recently, a few years ago, a good friend of mine, high school friend, really good friend of mine. We talked to each other. He was in the military, and we talk on and off. We played video games, Call of Duty all the time. I would hear his wife and kids in the background. They're like, and it'd be fun. Like, hey, I'm playing with Laz right now. I can hear him. It's like dinner's ready. It's just like all those little thoughts, those sounds that I still have in my head and memories. And he committed suicide, and I was broken for like a week or two because I didn't, and it was my grieving process. I was like, should I have seen something? Should I? I should have noticed it because I talked to him on and off, and I thank God that he's helped me, with that loss and everything. But for 2 weeks, I was like kind of in it, you know what I mean? Like, like trying to figure it out. But you know, even talking with some of like the other bros from high school and everything, and you know, everybody was kind of dealing with it in a certain way.
Yeah.
It's because we love the man, we love the guy. So,
Yeah, man.
but that's
It's
the closest that I've had, and I can't even imagine, you know, losing a straight up family member. You know,
mm.
I'm not
Oh, it
there.
was terrible because I got a call from my brother-in-law that morning, and he told me what happened, and I was just my heart sank, and so then I had to call my sister in Canada and let them know, and they answered the phone all jolly and happy, and I had to drop it on them,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to walk down 4 houses to my mom's house, who was dying of pancreatic cancer. She died a year later. Oh, it keeps doing the thumbs up. That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what
Uh,
that is. So
not a thumbs up to pancreatic cancer,
no.
but walk down there and tell her, and then so like the bearer of bad news that day was like it was on me. It was heavy,
Mm-hmm.
but I got stuck with that responsibility, and there's no really easy way to say stuff like that. You just blurt it out,
Mm-hmm.
in the easiest way was just to drop it. Like, this is what I was told. I don't want to tell you this, but I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. And oh gosh, I can still hear my mother's cry. I can still, hear my sister's absolute just falling apart,
Mm-hmm.
and the gravity of it hits you like this is no longer like he's no longer here. Like it's gone. It's
Mm-hmm.
the totality of it is just it's overwhelming. So not to take the podcast to a dark direction, but these are heavy things. And I think uh these dark things in my life that I've been through kind of make me who I am for sure,
Mm-hmm.
and take such appreciation in all the little things. Cause really life's all about that, man. Like the success and the money and all the business stuff. For me, it's like family and relationships
Right.
and keeping those relationships and letting you know how much I appreciate you. Cause like, tomorrow's not promised, man. Like, stuff can get heavy sometimes, but just be the best you can be honorable as much as you possibly can. We're all humans, we're messy. Humans are messy. We're not perfect. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
anywhere near perfect, man. But I made a promise to my mom that I would stay happy so that she could see my life's progressions, and whether that's true or not, in the afterlife, that's not a bad way to be. So I'm sticking to it, man.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
not a hard negotiation. It's cool.
Yeah, it's
I'll
also
be
it's also a reminder to like tell your loved ones that you love them every day. Don't
oh
miss out
man,
on that opportunity. Tell you
even your friends, man.
tell your
Tell the people.
friends, to your
Yeah,
kids, your spouse. It's like, hey, I love you. I just want you to know that.
yeah. Super
Cause
important. That's why we always say be kind for no reason,
be
because
kind for no
you don't
reason.
ever know the impact that you have in people's lives. Like your buddy you played video games with.
Yeah. Well,
It's
yeah,
one of those
we
things,
did
man.
music, we video games, we were in the same classroom for years, and we
Mhm.
developed a bond, and that went beyond school. So yeah, I mean, one thing that I regret saying is like, hey, bro, I love you.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, it's it's one of those things you can't beat yourself up over it,
yeah.
and especially when you're younger, man. People, uh, I'm talking to a friend about that. Like, people are awkward, especially when they're younger, and I don't mean to be, but like it's you can't have this type of conversation as a young adult or even like a teenager
Mm-hmm.
that I'm aware of, where you can just talk, um, especially to like somebody of interest, or boyfriend, girlfriend, meeting somebody new. It's uncomfortable in a weird way that gives you like the butterflies, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time you're not really saying much. It's more of a surface reaction to somebody meeting somebody new. I can remember the first day of school in high school and like being excited to like see the new people and not really knowing. That's a blur though, but all I remember is that superficial, like, I wonder what's going to be like when I get here, and not really forging too many friendships out of high school. I speak to like maybe 3 people that I went to high school with, and that's it, to this day. But I had a lot of friends, but I wasn't having deep conversations with those friends because I just didn't know how.
Man, I think that's common. When you say like we have like the yearbook size of friends in high school. You know, you want to get to know everybody, you want to have
Yeah.
that, but things kind of, get real like outside of high school and as time progresses. Not saying that you don't care about the people that we've interacted with in that era, but
Mhm.
you do tend to have those close friendships like my wife, like she has friends from high school that it's like literally a group of like 5 or 6 of them that have stuck together from grade school, high school to college, and they still hang out, which is
That's cool.
it's really
Yeah.
special and cool. You don't need to have, 50 friends, you know. It's awesome if you did, but
Yeah, for sure.
like
I think it's better to have a small circle of people that you can trust.
yeah.
For me, I feel like it's that. For me, it's I would love to have a relationship with a lot of people and where I'm communicating and they know about me and I know about them. But
Mhm.
like the squad, the circle of people, like it's small, and it's where you come to see me with my walls down. If I've told you like intimate stories about my life that are personal, then you're in that circle, And if I've shared, like I've shared things with you, I don't think I've shared with anyone um, about my wife, and so like that's the squad, like that's
Mhm.
the circle of trust, from the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but it's rare to find a person that you just know is your partner, is your buddy, like is just that guy or that person, that female, male, whatever. Like you find your people,
Yep.
and maybe we're weirdos, but we found each other. We're weird together.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah,
yeah, man.
I got the circle too. It's like everybody has a circle. They should have a circle. One thing that I give like like newlyweds and everything is like sometimes people that get married and they're new to marriage, they tend to say, I don't need my friends anymore, and they leave
Mm,
friendships behind,
hmm.
and they isolate themselves and become that, you hear about those couples, you know what I mean?
I
Or
have a
or
friend like that.
or their
Yeah.
or their kid is their whole world and that's their whole identity. I
Mhm.
guess this kind of goes into a new topic because when it comes to like marriage and relationships, I always tell people, don't lose your friendships, don't lose your identity.
Yeah.
Continue making friends, healthy friendships, continue, increasing your bond with your spouse or whatever and your kids, but
Hmm.
like don't drop your hobbies, continue being who you are, because at the end of the day, if something was to happen, that's a foundation for you, at the
For
end of the
sure.
day.
Yeah.
And
No, that's
I've shared,
that's important.
I've shared that to quite a few friends and newlyweds and stuff like that, especially in the church. Um, and everybody always comes back to says like, "Hey, thanks for sharing that." That little
Yeah.
piece right there has helped out, my marriage a
I
lot.
dated. I did a DJ'd a wedding not too long ago, maybe like 6 months ago,
Hmm.
and I got another one coming up this weekend actually. But the lady, you kind of form a friendship with these people, and they're like your temporary friends
Hmm.
because you work so closely with them. So like I want to make their night special. So I'm learning basically about the king and the queen of the evening, and I want to make it everything perfect for them. So you're working out details and surprises and stuff. And at the end of the night, she came up and thanked me for doing that, for making the night special. And she asked me, like I've been married 21 years or together 22 years, and she's like, "What is the secret to longevity?" And I was like, "Honestly, just keep dating each other.
Hmm.
Just go on dates. That's it. It's not like this calculated formula. Just go on dates, double dates, go on triple dates, just but date. Like go out and experience life together and literally feel like you have a girlfriend that's your wife or a boyfriend that's your husband, and that's exciting. Keep it exciting and don't let it get boring. And because I think when you get bored, you start to feel lonely, you start to feel neglect, and it can be a spiral. It can be something that you
Definitely.
start losing each other. And marriages do that. From I've seen it happen. We've had lulls in my relationship. We've had some peaks and valleys that are big. Uh, but one thing that we enjoy is going on dates, going out with people, you know, doing stuff that reminds us that we're not just day in, day out roommates,
Yep,
and
exactly.
that's I don't want to have a roommate as a wife, or a partner. Um, I want to experience life and I want to feel loved and I want to feel appreciated, and which I do and I am. Um, but like those are foundations for us as partners to our spouses, to make sure we're showing up for them too. But I mean, it's but my cheapest and easiest advice is uh it was to date each other. She To go back to what that whole night was, she told me everybody here is giving me advice and it's all been terrible. But that's the one thing that I it like it moved me because it made sense. It resonated with me so much out of all the other advice. Because it's not that hard, you
It
know?
really isn't.
Yeah, it's not that hard. I mean, when you go on a date, you're not being a parent at that time. You get that person that you fell in love with during that time, and you kind of just experience each other without all the responsibilities of the household, the day in day out, the work,
Put
the
these away.
dumb stuff.
Put these away,
Yeah,
people. Put these away
yeah,
when you go on a date.
yeah. I mean, you can document your date, but don't be on your phones, man. Like it's weird. I mean, we all do it. I'm sure I've done it. But
Hmm.
my phone never stops ringing. I've been silencing it this whole time. Should have put it on do not disturb. But it's just business. People call, and I have to.
There's a
I'll just
difference between
yeah,
handling a business call or a business text than
yeah,
scrolling through, Instagram or Facebook out of habit. You've already seen
yeah,
the post like 20 times throughout the day. You don't need to see them
yeah,
another time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. Yeah, I'm guilty. I'm super guilty. I know we've talked about that cell phone issues,
Hmm.
uses, and stuff.
Well,
Um,
I've been off already going on for 3 weeks,
I
and
know I can't send you any funnies, man.
so I've
I'm
been
annoyed. I'm annoyed that you're not there in a selfish way.
yeah,
But yeah, I
yeah.
hope you
So
come back soon.
no, I will come back. And it's really a cleanse that I'm doing. Mentally, I needed it. It was also becoming a bad habit. Literally,
Mm.
I did look at my screen time, and I was like, oh my god, like
Didn't we do that on the
yeah,
podcast?
we
Did we
did on
look
the
at our?
pot. Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah,
So I
yeah. I
looked at.
think.
It's hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like, no, I
I'm
don't want.
curious.
I don't
I'm
want
looking.
I don't want to be like that anymore. And I want to be present for my kids. I want to do other
Yeah,
things than, sit down on the
yeah.
couch and just watch YouTube or Instagram. So it's actually been really good. Very cleansing. I've been devoting my time. I've actually been restoring my Bronco lately.
That's
Um,
cool.
so the last 3 weeks since I've been off, I've actually been working on my 81 Bronco that I have. I
Nice.
I tore out everything from inside of it, from carpet to headliner,
That's
door
cool, man.
panels, and my hands still have grime from it.
That's good. That's how you know you're doing it right.
Yep.
Get
So
it in there.
if it feels good, I recommend it. If you're finding yourself you're just wasting hours, you can always deactivate it. Do 30-day cleanse. People do that for food. Why not do it for your mind?
Yeah. 75 hard, all that stuff.
Hmm.
I do. I do that with even though I drink a drink or two when I do the podcast or whenever it sounds good. I still like to go on like a 10, 20, 30 day, like I don't need a drink. I really don't. I just like the taste of alcohol. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I just I love a good glass of wine. I love a good tequila over ice. But that's it. Like I have to function. I have to be a dad right now. I
Hmm.
have to be a responder to my family. I have to respond to business at all hours of the night. And I don't have time. I mean, I've heard this saying before that alcohol is a thief of time, and it's true. If you were getting raging drunk and stuff like that, and it's hindering your life, or you're hiding it by having, more drinks than you should at night, but you're pretty good at poker face, and you start dragging the next day, there's your answer. Your body's inflamed. Your body doesn't like it, and probably people around you that love you are noticing it.
It's like that,
So
it's that saying, everything in moderation. Like,
yeah,
it goes down to even like food.
yeah,
You can be gluttonous and overeat. Obviously, it's not healthy for you because
mhm,
you get fat, and then your
yeah,
cholesterol, this or that. It also goes to like computer usage. Are you always on your computer? Are you always on your iPhone? Are you always on, or are you over drinking? Like, everything in moderation. That's the key too. So
yeah. You know what I've noticed too, and I don't think I've talked about this on the podcast yet, but at my age, I have good numbers as my health goes, except testosterone has dipped, which is normal. Mid 40s dude. Um, so I started testosterone therapy. I do injections in my shoulders, and it's been absolutely fantastic. My energy levels are through the roof. Everything feels back to normal again, and my body can process foods and alcohol uh, like it did when it was younger. But I don't have young organs, so a couple of weekends ago, we went out with some friends and had some wine, and I drank more than I would normally have, so I did have a little buzz, whatever. Man, at like 2 in the morning, night sweats, hot, feeling terrible. Heart was racing out of my chest. I was like, what? Like I have been working out. Like, I mean, I have been, but it felt like I had just done a set, and I was kind of looking around the room, like, is this gonna go away? Like, and it was just,
just energy.
but it was me. My body was just not processing off the alcohol. It was at that moment. I think it was trying to rid it of it. I mean,
Yeah. You got to rush.
years of actually drinking like a crazy person in my younger years when we were band guys probably catch up to you sooner or later. And that's
Hmm.
probably it. Like my liver's, I'm putting I could put the high mileage oil in it now. It's been through some stuff. It's still running just fine, but my body isn't, it's older, but my the way that it's functioning, it's like it's not. So, muscle, bone mass, all of that stuff is coming back, but you're still in a different frame. You're still in a classic frame. You still got the classic license plate on it. It
Yeah.
looks nice, but it's not a it's not a new car, man.
Yep.
So you gotta run that leaded gas still, man. So
Drive
one
with
thing
care. You got to drive with care.
yeah, I mean, you might look great, but be careful, man. You might sneeze and throw your back out, bro. You're not hard.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, so I mean that's one thing I've learned recently. I've been on testosterone
So
for
you feel good. You feel like
man.
it's not negative effects or anything like that.
No, in fact, I was worried about that. I was worried about like having rage and being testy. And it's actually quite the opposite. I'm very calm under stress. Like my work schedule and all the things going on around me is like this tornado of dumpster fires, and it's okay. Uh, I kind of would compare it to like I don't have to worry about tomorrow. That's going to be there tomorrow. But today, this is what I can accomplish. I've
Hmm.
got the same 24 hours as everybody else. Uh, I've got the same 24 hours to get this reasonable portion of this project done, and I'll deal with it. I'll come home, but I'll prioritize my family life, prioritize my health. Maybe I'll work out. I'll make sure that I'll play some music. Um, but I'm chill, and I was nervous about that. I was when I first started, I'm like, I don't want it to change me and make me a jerk towards anybody, because that's not. But actually, it chilled me way out to where I'm just like, I'm not even stressed.
Definitely.
Like it'll get done. The biggest part is I'm not tired, which is good. Um, and
And probably the
yeah,
good thing is you're doing it monitored by like a doctor and a professional.
yeah.
So
Well,
you're
it's
not.
easier to get than you think. Yeah, it's a nurse practitioner. She ran my blood, gave me my numbers, and then funny story about that though. Be careful if you are looking into TRT therapy. or hormone replacement therapy if you're a female going through menopause, or you need to, boost this, that, or the other, is that sometimes they don't tell you there's a subscription until you're already invested and you're already on something. And then they hit you up later and they're like, oh, by the way, it's this much a month. And you're like, what? I had no idea it would be this expensive. So uh, for me, my health is important, obviously. So I would rather go to find somebody. I'm looking for another person now that's honest and pay more money than someone that's going to use car salesman me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I've been bamboozled, and this
That's
was
not a
bad
good, yeah,
business.
that's not, yeah,
Yeah,
that's not good for business.
and from what I hear, this happens a lot. It was cheap. It was, I'll tell you, $50 to get my blood drawn and panel read. It was $100 for testosterone, and it lasts 11 weeks. You know, uh, but it wasn't. It was. Oh well, now it's going to be this much to read
I
your
I hear
read your
that
stuff.
I hear that happens a lot from a lot of these like wellness spots that have been opening up around town,
Yeah.
and they, that's how they advertise it. Come get well. They'll have
Mm-hmm.
like vitamin B12, oxygen
Yeah.
available there for you. But then they also do like the Ozempic, or they have like
Mm-hmm.
testosterone.
Yeah.
And that's how they get you. Like, yep, sign up, come into the
Yeah.
office, whatever. And then you're signing some type of contract, some service contract.
Yeah. You're
And
locked. You
and
know.
yeah, some of them are locked like,
Yeah.
12 months, and you have to pay up, the fee if you want to cancel or whatever. So
Yeah.
I've actually been hearing that a lot lately.
Yeah. And I mean, once you're like, from what I've heard too, once you're starting this therapy, you can come off of it. And I have friends that have. I had my neighbor down the street. He was on it for a year or two. He decided to come off of it, and he said he just went back to his normal level, which was low. But he's also in the best shape of his life. He used that testosterone. Like, you don't want to take it and just do nothing,
Hmm.
because you will get muscle mass back and you will get your bone mass back. I'm heavier than I've ever been. I was like, but I'm not fat anymore. Like, I mean, I feel strong. My body looks fine to me, and I'm comfortable in it now. Um, but I'm way heavier than I ever have been, which is wild because the scale is just showing me bone density and muscle gain. Uh, I'm hoping, unless my eyes are getting older and I can't tell, but I feel good.
That's good.
Body image was, something I always struggled with, and still probably do. I wasn't the guy to be at a pool party with my shirt off. Never was. Uh, always, always, always kind of in the background. You know,
Yes.
I don't have
It's
the
funny you say
genes
that,
where,
because I'm like the opposite. I'm not skinny, I got some meat on me,
yeah,
and I'm way open with like being naked.
that's what's up. Well, so okay, in the band days, I was naked Ryan. I would show up to a party and be naked, but that was different. But I'm in, like, going to, like, when I was in my high school years, being in, going to the water parks and going to the
Hmm.
public pools, and going to the high school getaways to the ocean or whatever. I
Hmm.
was pretty shy about being shirtless. Um, I don't know why, really. I mean, I'm not.
Well, that
I,
was just
I
your
guess looking
personality, so
back, I'm
that's
like, I
fine.
wasn't. It wasn't really any. I wasn't overweight. I just was very shy. I guess. I don't know. It was weird. It's a
Yeah,
weird thing.
I was in in good shape in high school. Like, I did all the skateboarding, the riding ATVs. I was very active outdoors, played sports here and there. This wasn't until recently, family life kind of like took over, and it's just being honest. You're like, I forgot about myself, and I got to get back into the groove, of
Yeah.
also taking care of my body. I'm taking care of my mind, by doing this like cleanse of being off of, social media. But
Yeah.
actually, me and my wife are just joined the gym. We're gonna be going in the
That's what's
evenings,
up.
so it's, one of those things, like taking care of each other so we
Yeah.
can, take care of each other later. So
Yeah, it's really important, man. I mean, I think everybody really does want at the end of the day to take care of themselves, but maybe just lack accountability to the I'll be the first to admit, I really do need an accountability partner to work out every day or to work out 3 times a week.
hmm.
Just because my job is physical. I average 16,000 steps as of today a day, usually.
Jeez. Yeah, you're walking,
Uh,
man.
so I'm busting laps. I mean, I just walk. I do so much uh walking for work, when we're doing these big warehouses and stuff, pulling cables and all the things. So to justify like, well, I don't need to work out, but lift heavy, do the things, and you'll especially if you're on testosterone therapy, you will literally notice a difference immediately, which is wild. You know, we're actually talking about putting in a home gym here in the front room, where we have a little space.
Hmm.
Because getting to the gym, a lot of times I'll come out of here and I'm like, man, if I have some dumbbells, I'll just do a real quick little something. And I'm like, man, if I had a whole setup here, I would just do a workout real quick, 30, 45 minutes and take shower and chill out,
Hmm.
instead of like going to the gym. Like I'm paying for a membership, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just know myself. I know that I'll have to be like, well, I don't know, having my clothes aren't clean for the gym,
Yeah, there's always an excuse.
yeah, I could walk in there butt naked and just work out real quick, man. My mother-in-law might think it's weird, but no, I'm just
No, yeah, we're
kidding.
excited. We're excited about that. Just to again, just to get out of the normal, get ourselves right.
That's good.
You know.
That's really good, man.
Like I said, just life took over. We went on cruise control for a little while, and stuff happens. You know.
Well, and with our podcast, dude, we'll see the progress.
Jeez,
We weekly we do these, so as you transition into however you want to look, man, and
yeah,
that's up. I
I'm
think you're a handsome
I,
dude. I don't think you
I'm
got far to go.
I'm just gonna be shirtless on probably a month from now or
Dude,
something.
let's do a shirtless broadcast, man. We're
Hey,
just all mammaled out.
we'll
Yeah,
we'll definitely pull out the hot tubs. Do the hot tub
dude,
streams.
I'll play with
I
it.
think they do that on Twitch.
Yeah, we'll just do like out, man. Just acting like we're not, not. We're acting like we are clothed, but we're not.
All right, man. I think we're at that time. I think we had a great conversation here today. All right, Bro Media. Thanks for watching here today. We're having a bit of technical difficulties, but it really, really means the world to us that you guys have jumped on and watched our podcast here today. We're just two normal guys talking about everyday things that are relevant, and we're definitely very happy to hopefully it's entertaining. Hopefully there's takeaways here for you guys. If you can do this for us, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It lets us know that you guys are engaging. Write a comment down below if there was something that kind of struck a chord or you have a question on and you want to hear our opinions on. And also, we're going to be live streaming soon. So make sure you hit those notifications so you guys know when we go live. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later.